Hey guys, welcome to our annual review of our goals for 2020 and our new setting goal session, if you like, of 2021. We do this every year. It's a bit tedious to do, but I think it is quite healthy to maintain goals. As I said back in the first one we did, which I think was 2018, I watched someone do this once and I always felt like it was a good idea. So although it might not be the most exciting content, I feel like it's good for me and it's good for the channel. These are the goals we had from last year and we're just going to run through them. So 1,000 Twitch followers. We are currently, as it stands, we were at 434 last year. We're now up to 1.3k. So our goal of 1,000 Twitch followers has been met, which is great. As for our consistent subs, this is quite a tricky one to try and gauge, and it's obviously quite a hard one because it does rely on people's support and generosity, so I never really try and set this too high. We're actually on like 229 subs, I think, but that's just following a Christmas stream and, you know, a period between Christmas and New Year when people are very supportive. So although that is our current milestone, if you like, I think it might even be the most subs we've ever had on the channel. It's not really a reflection of our regularity. Our regular subs when we're not having festive periods is normally over 100 at least. So I think we've hit that quite well. So we've come in a positive trajectory from that point, which is good. YouTube, our goal was to get 6,000 subs. We were currently at 4,820. YouTube is more of a back burner, but if I just scroll down here, this is as of today, the point of this recording, we are at currently 6.93. So we've managed to hit our goal of 6,000 YouTube subscribers as well. We'll have a consistent start time when streaming. I'm gonna go out and say we didn't really set this up properly. This has been a goal for a couple of years and it's a bit of a meme at this point. Although I didn't have a consistent point for streaming, we did towards the end of the year find a better schedule, I feel, that was actually really healthy for the streams. So we haven't necessarily sat a consistent time. We were kind of refining our stream times throughout the year, testing new things, trialing new things, and I feel like we've came out on top as a result. So I'll leave that one up to you guys to decide. Create a rough schedule online for streaming the upcoming games for Discord and maybe even for Nightbot. You know, put a command in Nightbot for people to say, you know, ! next game, to come up and see what game we were going to play next, because it's literally the most asked question we get when streaming. We didn't actually set up an online schedule for streaming. There's a lot of these goals, by the way, guys, that we didn't hit. If you think I'm going to go through these and go tick, 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 no, that's not the point of doing these lists, in my opinion. It's not like one of these races you do when you're in like elementary school, kindergarten, primary school, where like they give everybody a medal. This is literally checking to see if I have actually done my homework and behaved myself. So if there's a lot of fails here, it's just the way it is. We're literally going to reflect on it and, you know, try and make an effort to do better next year. So we didn't create an online schedule for upcoming games. The reason I did that is because I really do feel like, for me personally as a content creator, maybe this is a hubris that I need to get out of, but I really do just like being able to free flow the games in a way that makes me comfortable. It's not very organized and it's not very scheduled and it's not very good for you guys. I have normally bought a couple of games at once, and then when we play a couple of games I can say, right, we're doing this and then this and then this, and then after that, you know, it's up to anyone. So I still think a Nightbot command would be cool. That does require a lot of editing because we do change games very regularly. Now, to change a Nightbot hyperlink command or you know, a phrase in Nightbot is really not that tough. But we do change games very, very often. Sometimes we're on a game for a week, fair enough. But then sometimes we're on a game for like 2 days and then we finish it and we move on to something else. So there'd be a lot of editing. So if you wonder, or if you're wondering why I haven't done that, these are some of the reasons. We'll see if we can maybe make an actual dedicated effort to do this next year. But I'm not too upset about failing that one. Creating an Amazon affiliate link. This is something that you guys haven't seen yet, but I have actually to a certain degree achieved. So there's not really much details. If anybody doesn't know what an Amazon affiliate link, affiliate marketing is basically when you as a content creator list all of the gadgets and gizmos of your streaming setup and or other things that you use in your life that you find helpful, tech products normally. You basically link these people to it in a nice orderly list, and if they then, you know, your fans or your viewers or whatever go on to then buy the product, you get a little tiny percentage of the revenue. Anyways, long story short, a lot of content creators have these, and I thought it was high time we set one up. I have actually made all of my accounts, and the reason I say all of my accounts is because you have to set one up to for each country that you live in. The reason I've held off making the list and putting it somewhere like in Twitch info descriptions or in YouTube descriptions is because because I haven't yet updated all of my stream tech, and we'll get into that in a minute. It's kind of halved on the Amazon link. I have made steps and efforts to implement that, and I feel like I've done most of the hard parts, so maybe that's something we can work upon next year. We'll talk about that later. Continue to customize donation and subscription alerts. This is a nice and easy one. I did actually add a bunch of donation and subscription alerts. Our subscription alert is actually the exact same, to be honest, so that hasn't really changed. But in terms of our donation links and some of our sound bit files that we've been using throughout the year, I have continued to add to these, and hopefully in the future these will go on to give us a bit of variety. You guys are a very supportive community, and there is a lot of alerts most of the time during the streams. It gets annoying listening to the same ones, so I'm going to continue to vary them as we go, so that's pretty good. Fill out all of our Twitch emote slots with high quality images. We have done that. We don't need to talk about that too much. Launch our first piece of merch. This is a big one for me, and this is something I'm really actually, I don't normally sit here and tell you guys I'm proud of something, because the way I see it, some of the stuff we've been doing are just things you should be doing as a an online Twitch creator or a YouTuber. That all being said, to the side, I do actually feel pretty proud of launching merch this year, which we did. There is a link to the merch store. I'll put it in the video, the description of this video. If you fancy checking out the Wolfie merch, it is there to have a look at, and it will be there for a while longer. We'll see if we can maybe update that as we move forward, but for the time being, there's a nice healthy sample there. There's a bunch of memes. There's a couple of Digimon ones. Mrs. Wolfie is in there somewhere, and a bunch of other stuff, so go check it out if you fancy it. Upgrade our YouTube VODs, perhaps set up a second channel in the future. So we did not set up a second channel for the VODs, however we did kind of upgrade our YouTube VODs to a certain degree. Now I can't afford an editor, and it would take an editor a long time to go through all of our VODs and edit them properly. That's in a perfect world where I had unlimited wealth, I would do this. I would make sure that it happens. I'd have a team to do it for me. What I have started to do in terms of upgrading our VODs is I have actually went into the YouTube editor, and I've edited the VODs from there. And what this means is when you start watching a VOD on YouTube, hopefully towards the second half of the year at least, a lot of our VODs that go up on YouTube should start roughly when we start playing the game. There's a lot of extra chat interaction and things that are still in there, a lot of alerts and stuff that you won't be able to get away from for the time being. But our VODs are a little bit tidier, just a little bit, and it's definitely an improvement, so I'll take that. Do our first IRL outdoor live stream. We did actually do this before the pandemic struck in its fullest might. We did do our first outdoor live stream. It was kind of successful and it was kind of not successful. The quality was good eventually, but it took a long time to settle. It takes a long time for the quality to become something that I am happy with. If you move around a lot, if I'm doing like walking around, it's going to be very glitchy. The mobile internet in my area is decent. It's not like 5G amazing, it's not exactly that great. We might do this again in the future, but again, given the pandemic and stuff, we were kind of restricted. I am glad we tried it because it did feel like a kind of tiny breakthrough, so I'm pleased we gave it a go and it did kind of work out. Maybe we can do more IRL streams. Update our editing software. Sony Vegas 2013 is what I'm currently using. Unfortunately for me, I didn't manage this. I was currently on the lookout for cheap versions of Sony Vegas that sometimes appear. A couple of you guys actually messaged me at certain points. Editing Sony Vegas, we did not achieve this. It was on my agenda. Unfortunately, I used it to do a lot of videos towards the end of the year and it was fucking annoying as balls. So yeah, that's still on the cards for us, unfortunately. Upgrade our PC for better streaming capabilities. This is something we haven't fully achieved, but we have started. And I think that had we not ran into some, I think that's a spelling mistake, capabilities. Brilliant, Jack, brilliant. 2019 Jack at his best. We have started upgrading our stream. We've actually paid for a lot of the parts, so the parts are on the way. They just haven't assembled themselves into a full working computer yet. I made efforts months ago with my friend Dave to actually build the PC. If I'm waiting on a graphics card for 3 months, then I may as well wait and see if there's any better processor deals, etc. We are in a queue for the graphics card. We've ordered the GTX 3080, which was very expensive, but I hope will be a total worthwhile investment. We'll let that go and see how it happens. Save up money for a house deposit. This is something me and Mrs. Wolfie have been working on because we are renting at the moment, and renting is really shit. We are allowed to do things with renting which we wouldn't do if we were fixed to a mortgage, but alas, I would like to move away from renting. It's not somewhere I want to be for a long time. It's been a slow process, but we are making progress, and I feel like me and Mrs. Wolfie now, although it's taken us 2 years to get to this point, we are now in full-fledged saving mode, which feels great. We're trying to put away as much as we can every month so that we can stop renting and start actually paying towards something that is actually ours, which would be best case scenario. Reduce junk food takeaway consumption up to at least or a maximum of twice a week. I feel like we have done this as well. There's been a couple of slip-up points throughout the year where me and Mrs. Wolfie just can't be fucked. They don't normally go above 2 a week. Sometimes it happens, but for the most part, I feel like we've done okay there. Get my eyes tested, move my dentist up, and enlist with the local doctor. I have done one of these 3 things. I got my eyes tested. I got my prescription updated, so that is a tick, which is great. My dentist I didn't move up, and that's because my current dentist has actually cancelled all of my appointments for the year. I haven't moved it up to my current city yet, which is something I need to do, but again, COVID has kind of threw that up in the air. Same with the doctor. Me and Mrs. Wolfie actually printed off forms for the doctor to move our doctor from where I used to live with my parents up the road to our current city. We did get this organised, and then we found out that the PDFs that we were going to use to submit our new doctor or register with the new doctor were actually invalidated because of COVID restrictions. Again, they've took all that down, and if you want to change your doctor, you can still do it obviously, but it's a lot more of a hassle. So lastly, strengthen myself with my pull-up bar and dumbbells. I don't have dumbbells, but I do have a pull-up bar, and I have actually achieved this. I don't have a sexy before and after picture for you guys, but I have actually been working out, and I have been doing a routine that I've been building up throughout the year. So again, I'm not exactly jacked, but I'm in a bit more of a position where I'm definitely not as fat down around about the belly area. Still a lot of work to go, but I'm going to continue this on in the new year. Let's get on to our next part of the video, guys, because again, I feel like we're already went on long enough. Oh my god, 17 minutes, Jesus Christ. Alrighty, so let's get straight into this, and I'm going to batter through these as quickly as possible, because I kind of feel like I lied to you guys. Our first thing is, wait. No, that doesn't... Right, okay, this is obviously the wrong list. Oops. 2,000 Twitch followers. Again, we're currently at 1,300. I think this is definitely possible. If we stream consistently and make a decent effort at streaming, I think we can achieve 2,000 Twitch followers. It's quite a big jump, so if we can maintain that, then we should be okay. Consistent subs of 180. We're currently at roughly 131 or 130. Again, this changes from month to month. That would be my goal for 2021. We'll see if we can actually achieve this. YouTube, we're going to go for 8,000 subscribers. We're currently at 6,930. 8,000 is quite a huge jump, actually. I don't remember writing 8,000, but I guess, well, it's about 1,000 subscribers. I don't really put a ton of effort into YouTube, but we do upload there regularly, so if that climbs and grows, that's a bonus, but it's not exactly my most important target of the year. Complete the affiliate link sign up. So this is just following up on what we talked about last time. I need to actually like put the products up into areas around my social medias. Again, once we actually build our computer, we will be able to do this more thoroughly, and I'll have links for products that I actually have tried, which is an important part of affiliate marketing. You know, you want to actually give value to the people you're giving links to. So once I have tested all these things, I'll start linking all these things in and around the channel. That's one of my goals. So it's going to take an effort, but we can get there. Update emotes and alerts. Yeah, again, emotes are probably the most important and key thing to take away. I'm not talking about sub badges or anything. I'm talking about like our emotes on Twitch. I'd like to refresh those, because a lot of them are great, but a lot of them are kind of outdated a little bit. So without further ado, I'll just move on. You don't need to hear much more about that. I just want to make them better and maybe bring in some new ones to kind of refresh the channel a little bit. New editing software, again, Sony Vegas or perhaps Adobe. I need to update that at some point this year. If I don't do that, some of these are just follow-up ones of tasks that we failed last year. I'm going to knock them into this year, and we're going to give these ones priority, which is why some of these are similar and boring, so I apologize. Build a new streaming PC and upgrade the stream to 60 FPS. This is something that should hopefully be achieved before March, depending on when the GPU arrives. We are 1,200 in the queue, and it has been moving very slowly, guys, very slowly. So yeah, I can't tell you guys when, because it depends on the stock and when these parts actually arrive at my doorstep. But once they arrive, the PC will be built ASAP. You can guarantee that I'll be launching it ASAP, and we'll be trying to do things like upgrade the stream to 60 FPS ASAP. So maintain the current fitness routine. I think this one will be quite tough, but I have been feeling really good about myself because of the strengthening that I've been doing last year. So I think my goal realistically is to try and maintain my current fitness regime for an entire year. I do 50 press-ups, I do 20 pull-ups, I do 30 sit-ups, I do some other kind of sit-up routines as well, which is basically a slow sit-up. I do a bunch of those. I do some like knee-ups. I do a plank. It's very, very bland and simplistic, and again, that's probably why you don't see like insane gains, but I can feel myself getting stronger. I can literally feel it in my arms. I can feel it in my chest when I'm moving around. Again, I'm not exactly looking like the Incredible Hulk or anything like that, but I'm making progress, and I think that's good for me. Buy a new monitor. This monitor on the left here, which I play my computer, my PlayStation games on, it cuts out from time to time. It'll work for months, and then it'll stop working for a week, and then it'll work for months, and then it'll stop working. One of my monitors, the good one I use, needs to replace this one, and I need to buy a better monitor for gaming on. I think it would help my eyes as well, honestly, because both my monitors are very old at this point. So when you guys are like, Jack, you can't see the chat, you keep misreading the chat, it's because like, one, my eyes are pretty bad, and two, the monitors are fucking shit. So I would like to buy a new monitor. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I don't think I'm going to be able to afford 4K, but if I'm buying and upgrading my streaming PC, it'd be nice to get a better res monitor, maybe a higher hertz rate, or you know, whatever. We'll take it from there and have a look at the options when I have money for that. But get contact lenses. This is a new one. I've been kind of talking about this in the stream. I wanted to try and order contact lenses to try like tester ones in the house, but because of my kind of weird ass prescription at the opticians, I can't actually just order contact lenses. They physically won't let me. They need me to come in and have a test, which, although I wanted to have this done before the end of the year, it wasn't a goal, but I decided at one point I wanted to. I never actually managed to do it. So for 2021, I do plan on getting contact lenses and at least trying them. If they don't work out, or they're too expensive, or they're uncomfortable, then we might just go back to regular glasses. But I think contact lenses would be a big jump for the stream for me. Get more stream highlight videos made for YouTube with or without an editor. I'd like to continuously make highlight videos from our stream highlights. I made one of these just a couple of weeks ago. It took me a long time, again, because my editing software is so shit. We have also had some people editing videos for us throughout the year as well, and those videos were really good. Now, I don't want to continuously badger those people if they are busy, because some of these people are busy, but if I could find an editor to maybe do this for me just once a month or every couple of months to try and upload more videos to YouTube, then I would love to do that. If I can't find an editor, or I don't find anyone who I feel is good enough to make videos, then I will just keep trying to make them myself when I can. Make a Wolfie Instagram. Oof, this one's kind of cheesy. I don't feel like I am the sort of person who would take a bunch of photos, but I feel like Instagram is just one of these things that I should get along the way with my streaming career. Even if it starts out me just taking pictures of random shit, I'd like to make an Instagram and then try and upload to it at least once a week. It's not like I live in LA and I don't have a sexy babe beach bod, so there's not a lot of Instagram posts I can upload that you guys are going to want to see, but I do feel like it's something I should build up, because again, some of these things you don't build up in just a day or two, you build them up over a long time. So a Wolfie Instagram might be something that you guys see in the future. Do a few YouTube streams. This one's a bit casual, but I think that we have a big base on YouTube, and a lot of people, when we transitioned from YouTube streams to Twitch, we kind of left behind. And I would like to kind of maybe go back and visit those guys a couple of times, not very often, because my subscriber base is now on Twitch. People are paying money and subscribing to me on Twitch, and I fully appreciate and respect that. You know, it'd be kind of gross for these people if they're sitting on Twitch waiting for me, and then I'm like, oh, I'm over here on YouTube, oh, I'm over here on Facebook. Not my agenda, but maybe just a little refresher here and there to maybe see if anybody's floating around on YouTube that might actually come and visit us on Twitch. That's one of my plans. We'll see if we can make that happen. Try a sponsored stream through Stream Elements or elsewhere. Yeah, this is a cool one. This has only just recently occurred. Stream Elements I don't really use that much, but they are the website I run my merch through, and when I've been on there, I've noticed the ability and the offers there for me to try and stream some sponsored games and potentially make some extra money on the side. I know that sounds total sellout, but there's a couple of things in there that I would like to try, and right now I've never done anything like that. I haven't, and it's a step I need to take at one point or another. There's a couple of incentives that they've put in there, Stream Elements, intentionally, where they say things like, you know, if you try some of these, you're more likely to be offered more in the future. I think it's a thing that they're trying to get off the ground. For the most part, I'd like to give it a go and see how we get on, and if there's an opportunity there for us to have fun and potentially generate more revenue that I can put back into games or into better hardware, or even just like have a more comfortable life, then obviously I'm going to have a look and we're going to try it. So that's something I thought about doing at some point today. We'll see. We're getting to the end of our list, guys. I promise we're nearly there. Again, I said this video wasn't going to be too long, and yet here we are. Learn to cook 3 new meals. This is something that I'm going to try and do throughout the year. I don't know what the meals are going to be. I think I should have set the meals so that I was actually forced to learn them. I actually had targets, whereas now it's kind of generic. 3 meals in a year, you'd think I'd be able to achieve that, but I am very lazy and I haven't achieved this in the past, so I'm going to keep my goal as small as possible. And if I can even make just a couple of spaghetti dishes and or some other basic things here and there, then that is one of my goals. I know it sounds ridiculous. Mrs. Wilfie thought that one was trolling, but I'll leave it up to you guys to decide. I do need to move away from garbage food, and I haven't made any efforts whatsoever in my life so far to cook, so here we are. Upgrade our car. This is something me and Mrs. Wilfie need to do. It's technically Mrs. Wilfie's car. She owns it and she pays for pretty much all of the expenses on that car, but we have talked for a long time about upgrading it, so I thought I'd put it in here. It's something we need to do and we keep talking about it, but we never do. It's getting to the point where the car is so old that it's very expensive to fix every single time it goes in for an MOT. The car is outdated in terms of the interiors. You know, sometimes it doesn't leak inside or anything like that, but the windscreen is very bad. The window wipers are ruined. You can change window wiper blades really quickly, but you guys get the point. A couple of things that need to be adjusted with the car, and I think it's at high time that we moved on. Mrs. Wolfie feels the same, by the way. I'm not like shoving her car out the door. She's on the same page as me, so that's something we need to do. And then lastly, again, we've got the recurring goal of to save up for a mortgage, which again, you guys don't really need to know more about. Sometimes you guys say, Jack, are you going to buy this game, this game, this game? Sometimes I just don't have the money to do it, and sometimes I want to focus on saving. Saving is always a priority, because I feel like if I'm not putting money into my savings account every single month, then I'm not really going anywhere, and that's quite a scary prospect. I would like to constantly be moving, even if it's just a tiny climb, you know. If I'm looking at a mortgage that's expensive as fuck, and I'm only moving towards a tiny bit at a time, then it's still progress at the end of the day. So we're going to continuously aim for this and work forward. But these are all my goals, guys. I was talking for a long time, as I've said multiple times. We're coming up on 30 minutes, so I'll wrap this up as fast as possible. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys would like to comment anything about your goals, or let me know what you guys are planning for 2021, if you have any, I can already imagine the comments already being like, yes, my goal is to not eat as much cake or eat twice as much cake. Right, listen, you guys let me know what you think. Again, apologies for the long video, but thank you so much for watching. I'm going to stick this up on YouTube on January 1st, and if I've mixed up my years throughout this video, I get the feeling I've done that, where I've said like 2021 instead of 2020, or 2020 instead of 2019, or whatever. If I've fucked that up a couple of times, wouldn't be surprised. But anyways, take it easy, guys. Look after yourselves, and I will see you in 2021. Thank you for supporting me, as always. Cheery bye.